questions 1 through 10 on the 2001 grade 11 Fermat math contest. If x plus 2x plus 3x plus 4x is equal to 5, then x equals. So we first need to add up all the x's and see what we get. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10x, and that equals 5, and therefore x is equal to 5 over 10, and reduced to lowest terms, x is 1/2. So number 1, the answer is B. If x is 1 over 4, which of the following has the largest value? All right, let's go through these one by one. X is 1/4. X squared would be 1 over 16. 1/2 x would be 1/8. 1 over x is the reciprocal, so it would be 4. And root x would be 1/2. So of these, the largest is 4, which would mean that number 2 is D. In a school, 30 boys and 20 girls entered the Fermat competition. Certificates were awarded to 10% of the girls, 10% of the boys, and 20% of the girls. Of the students who participated, the percentage that received certificates was. So 30 boys, and 10% of them got certificates, so that means 3 boys that were awarded certificates. And then 20% of the girls, so 0.2 times 20 girls, and this is 4 girls. So total is 7 students that were awarded certificates, and they want you to figure out their percentage. So 7 is how many got the certificate, and the total number of students is 30 and 20, 30 boys, 20 girls, which is 50. So 7 over 50. And this is 14%. So the answer to number 3 is A. 2 rectangles overlap with their common region being a smaller rectangle as shown. The total area of the shaded region is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just treat the first rectangle as it is, like that. And then for the second one, I'll calculate the area with that notch taken out, or that smaller rectangle taken out. And there's several ways of doing this question, but let's just do it that way. So the first one that I highlighted in red, the area, is just length times width, which is 8 times 5. All right? That takes care of the red one. Now the orange one is a little different. We're going to take the full area, but we have to subtract that little tiny part that they've cut out, or that kind of looks like it's cut out. So I hope that makes sense. So let's do this. 8 times 5 is 40. The area of this orange shaded or orange perimeter rectangle or shape, whatever, is 4 times 9. And then we have to subtract from it that little part right there. And that part, they've given us the dimensions, 2 times 1.5. And this should be sufficient. So 40 plus 36 minus 3. So this looks like 40 plus 33, which is 73. So number 4, the answer is E. In triangle ABC, you have angle A is equal to 3 times angle B. And angle B is 2 times angle C. The measure of angle B is. So first, let's just draw a triangle. Any triangle is sufficient. It doesn't have to be a right angle. It doesn't have to be anything like that. Any triangle. So there's one. And let's label this now. We've got A, B, and C. And they're saying that angle A right here is 3 times angle B. So let's say angle B is x. Angle A, therefore, would be 3x. And then angle B is 2 times angle C. So that means that this has to be x over 2, right? Because angle B is twice that. And we always know that the sum of the angles of any triangle are equal to 180. So we just have to solve this equation. So solving for this, we get, this looks like 9 over 2x is 180. And therefore x is equal to 360 over 9. And therefore x would be 40. And x is what I denoted as the value of angle B. And therefore that is what they're asking for. So number 5, the answer is D. Pat gives half of his marbles to his best friend and then keeps a third of those remaining to his sister. If his sister receives 9, then the number Pat keeps. Okay, so let's let Pat have X marbles. Okay, and then he initially gives half of his marbles to his best friend. And then a third of those remaining. So after he gives half to his best friend, he has x minus 2 remaining. Okay? And then he gives a third of these to his sister, and sister has no name. Yeah, just says sister. Okay. And anything else that they tell us? Yeah, his sister receives 9 marbles, so they've given you a good number for that. All right, so that means that this is equal to 9, so we can then go ahead and solve. So 1/3 times x minus x over 2 is equal to 9, like that. So cross multiply, and you will get 3 times 9, which is 27. X minus x over 2 is just x over 2, like that. And therefore x is equal to 54. But please, please, please do not choose B. Read the question carefully. You have no idea how many people make that mistake or make similar mistakes on math contests, and it's a heartbreak. They are asking the number Pat keeps. So if he started with x, which is 54, he initially gives half to his best friend, so half of 54 is 27, and then he gives 9 to his sister. So the number he keeps would be 54 minus 27 minus 9, which is 18. So he keeps 18, therefore number 6, the answer is C. In the diagram, square ABCD has length of 2, with M as the midpoint of BC and N as the midpoint of CD. The area of the shaded region BMND is. All right, so M right here is the midpoint. So that basically means that this is 1 and this is also 1 right here. And just in case you weren't sure of that, they've even told you with these little lines there. They basically mean that those sides or those lengths are equal. And very similarly, it's the exact same on this side. That's 1 and that's 1, because the total length of the side is 2. And those midpoints cut those sides in half. So to get the area of the shaded region, it looks like you just have to take the area of this big triangle and subtract from it the area of that small triangle. Correct? So area of shaded region AS is the big triangle, which is 1/2 base times height, minus the small triangle, 1/2 small b times small h, like that. So the big base is from here to here, which is 2. The big height is all the way on that side, which is 2. And then the small base would be this right there, which is 1. And similarly, the small height is that right there, which is 1. So this looks like 4 over 2, which is 2, minus 1/2, and that is 3 over 2. So 7, the answer is D. If the root of 5 plus 11 minus 7 is equal to the root of 5 plus 11 minus the root of x, then the value of x is, all right? 5 plus 11 minus 7, all under the square root sign, is equal to 5 plus 11 minus that. These are not exactly the same, so please don't make a mistake and think, oh yeah, that's easy, it's 7 or negative 7. It doesn't work that way. So do it the proper way. 5 plus 11 minus 7 is 9. So you have the square root of 9 on that side. 5 plus 11 is 16. So you have the square root of 16. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 16 is 4. And we have root x. Put the root x on the other side to get rid of the negative. 4 minus 3 gives you 1. And now square both sides, and x becomes 1. All right, so 8, the answer is A. All right, the bag contains 20 candies, 4 chocolate, 6 mint, and 10 butterscotch. Candies are removed randomly from the bag and eaten. What is the minimum number of candies that must be removed to be certain that at least 2 candies of each flavor have been eaten? So for chocolate, we have 4 of them. And for mint, we have 6 of them. And the last color, or flavor I should say, is butterscotch, and there's 10 of those. All right, so let's talk about this one here. What is the minimum number of candies that must be removed to be certain that at least 2 candies of each flavor have been eaten? All right, let's start. Let's say I removed 10. I said, you know what? Let's remove a large number. If I remove 10 candies, am I guaranteed that at least 2 of each flavor have been eaten? Not really, because I could have just removed these 10, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. If I'm removing 10 candies, but we don't know which one. They could be all butterscotch. So if that happens, I certainly haven't eaten any of the chocolate or mint. And they want you to have eaten at least 2 of each flavor. So 10's out. Let's say I say, you know what? I'll remove 16. Okay, fine. But that could result in you removing these 16. And you still haven't eaten any of the chocolate. So even 16 is wrong. The only way that you're guaranteed is if you remove all of those. And that is 10 plus 6 plus 2, which is 18. So you have to actually remove 18 of them, which is the extreme case scenario, to be guaranteed that at least 2 of each flavor have been eaten. So number 9, the answer is E. When a positive integer n is divided by 60, the remainder is 49. When n is divided by 15, the remainder is. So n is our integer, and it's divided by 60, and it gives some integer plus a remainder of 49. Okay? So that basically means that n is equal to 60m plus 49, like that. Now what you're doing is you're dividing this by 15, like they state in the question. So 60m over 15 becomes 4m, and then you are dividing 49 by 15. So what happens? Well, 15 goes into 49 3 times, but it will leave a remainder of 4. So the answer to number 10 is C.